Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about Barcarola's kit. Now, first of all, I am a little sick, so if I talk in a weird voice and I fucking die during the video, you know why. But I'm recovering, otherwise I wouldn't be able to make this video, obviously. I wouldn't be able to stream, but I am, so I am recovering. Now, we'll on the ending of that shit. Now, Barcarola star 6 star. Now, she has a weird kit. I'm gonna read it to you. We're gonna talk about it, and then I wanna know what you think. Okay, in the comments. First of all, insight: one-man orchestra. I1. When allies consume Eureka, so you are already here. Like first second, you need allies that consume Eureka, so in some way. Okay. Gain inspiration. Okay. She's going to work with a lot of inspiration in this kit, so keep that in mind. Barcarola will cause inspiration to have a higher chance to be applied to attack incantations. This doesn't mean that it's guaranteed. It means that it has a chance to get an incantation. We'll see why it's important later. When entering battle, receives inspiration. Self-maximum Eureka increases, and at the start of the turn, Barcarola Eureka increases. We don't know by how much the increase is, we don't know by how much the maximum increase is, we'll see. It could be 7 plus and then plus 1 every turn, it could be 6, could be 8, it could be plus 2, I don't know. When allies actively use attacking, I would assume is plus 1 and 7 Eureka and plus 1 every turn. When allies actively use attack incantation, Barcarola Eureka increases. Now, you want Barcarola to have at least 2 Eureka per turn because of later the skills that she has and the mechanics. So you do want that. So you want you want allies to use attack incantation, which should be fairly easy if you're playing at least 1 DPS hyper carry, or at least 1 DPS, right? But it needs to be allies actively using attack. Can't be a Lucy Laser. Can't be a 37 Wheel of Pain. Can't be a Chew Drunk Cast. Those don't count. Need to be active. Now, inspiration. What is inspiration? She's gaining a lot of. When consuming Eureka, so when she consumes Eureka and when all the others mini requirements and whatever she gets inspiration, but mainly when she consumes Eureka, she acquires inspiration. At the start of the turn, randomly apply inspiration to normal incantations, and this doesn't specify it's on her incantation only. She could apply inspiration to anybody's card in your hand, so keep that in mind. When an incantation with inspiration enters the incantation queue, add improvised incantation at the end, and the inspiration carried by the normal incantation will be transferred to the improvised incantation. Now, Vape Nation, when you are casting an incantation that has the inspiration tag on it, that happen to have it applied on, and you put it in the queue, which is the top bar, the top sockets, 4, 3, 4, or 5, depending if you have also a Flutter page there. At the top, the incantation queue. If you put a card there that has inspiration, it's going to add a 5th card, an extra card, 5th or 6th card at the end. Like, think about it, probably gonna work. I'm assuming gonna work like the buckshot being added at the end that Argus does, right? So you add this card called Improvised Incantation at the end, and the inspiration carried by the other normal incantation will be transferred all into this new card that is there. Now, this Improvised Incantation, this extra card attack, is going to be the main meme, the main mechanic of Barcarola. Now, Improvised Incantation is a single mental damage to one random enemy. Can't even name it. This attack will deal extra mental damage based on the number of incantation carried. So what you want to do is buff this by putting as much inspiration as you can on the card to make it stronger. But that's not all. You have also the kit of the skills of Lopera. So that was I1. I2 is some attack. Okay. I3, at the start of the turn, increases damage dealt based on the number of inspiration. Improvised incantation is now star Fladus, so now it counts as a star attack. You increase the damage dealt at the start of the turn based on the number of inspiration. Now, I don't know if we're talking about inspiration on any card. I don't know if it's going to be inspiration that she has on herself, or if she can even hold them on herself. I don't know how the dynamic is going to be. Is she going to hold inspiration? If the inspiration gets triggered automatically at the start of the turn before you get the cards, maybe she's going to get on herself and then they're going to be distributed. I don't know the order of that, but I don't think it matters that much. But increases damage dealt based on the number of inspiration. Improvised incantation, they could count even if it's on the card. If you're like 6 card with 6 inspiration stacks, still increases the damage dealt by Barcarola, but this doesn't specify if it's Barcarola's damage. Maybe. Improvised incantation is now star of Fladus, so it's going to count as star, and its critical rate and critical damage will increase as the number of attacks increase. Now, what do you mean attacks increase? How do you increase the attacks of this incantation? With her kit, with her skills. So she has 2 skills and they're both single mental damage. One, which is this one, the legato, is focused on increasing the number of attacks, while the pouring of thoughts is going to be focused on increasing just damage dealt of the card of this improvised incantation. So how does it work? Now the first card, the legato of arpeggios, after attacking consume Eureka and increases the number of attacks by improvised incantation for this round. So you need to have Eureka to consume. You are doing this card, you will consume 1 Eureka, I'm assuming 1, and you increase the number of attacks. I don't think this scales in any way. It might scale with the ranking of the card. There might be more Eureka consumed before more attacks increase. When the number of allies in Quartet, we'll see what it is later, reaches a certain level, a certain amount, further increases the number of attacks by improvised incantation, which is also extra stuff and it's really important. So this is something that you want to time. You'll see why. Second card is the damage-oriented one. Same concept, single mental. After attacking consume Eureka and increases damage dealt by improvised incantation for this round. And when the number of allies reaches a certain amount in Quartet, you increase further the damage. Could be increasing with the rank, we don't know. Maybe. Probably, right? I don't know if this is going to change the Eureka consumption though. It might be 1 Eureka for even more multiplier. Because like if you increase the Eureka, it's going to be harder to do these both of these cards at once. Right? Because it's not many ways for her to get Eureka that much. But let's go and check the ultimate. Now, ultimate, Symphony of the Sea Breeze. It's a single buff. Extends the duration of Quartet of all allies. Extends the duration. Makes the target enter Quartet with self. If self is already in Quartet, enter the extended duration. So now this is weirdly worded. I'm not sure. I have like 5 questions. First of all, what does this mean? Is this just only a buff on herself? How are we getting this mechanic checked if this doesn't get the allies to have Quartet? When are the allies getting Quartet? It's poorly worded, I think. Not poorly, but you know, it's confusing. Extends the duration of Quartet of all allies, which implies that they have it. So, let's continue. Afterwards, recover all Eureka of allies with Quartet. So, I guess it's not a single buff. I guess it's an AoE buff. Like all allies are getting into this quarter state. This would make more sense. Okay, so let's assume that. You do this, everybody gets into the Quartet state. If Barcarola is already in Quartet, her Quartet status will be extended, and that's it, right? So that's way more. And if they're already in the Quartet, everybody will be extended if they already have it. This would be the most plausible, I feel like. Now, afterwards, after you do this, recover all Eureka of allies with Quartet, which is pretty good. It could be used to increase the performance of the team, because all of the Eureka characters, besides, let's say, 6, all the other Eureka characters really want Eureka to be refilled, right? So that's pretty good to have them, boom. Especially like characters like Flutter Page that are consuming Eureka, as long as they have it, they continue attacking. So if you time it correctly, you are going to be able to increase Flutter Page damage by a lot, if you like. Or like at least the status of her throwing paper planes. So yeah, sure. Recover all Eureka of allies with Quartet. Now, self-Eureka increases, so she gains some Eureka, and applies further inspiration to the improvised incantation for this round. So this is like determined amount of inspiration, boom, added to the improvised incantation for this round, Pog. Now, what the fuck? What is Quartet? Quartet is an attack increases. Further increases the attack based on the number of inspiration. This applies to everybody. So that's why some people were saying, oh, she's a buffer. I don't think this could be. Technically, she is. But have you seen what she does? Everything else, besides this little line, is catered towards Barcarola. So I feel like she's more of a sub DPS with some breadcrumbs of buffing capabilities, but you wouldn't bring her in your team because of this buff, right? You would bring her in a Eureka centered team where everybody's using Eureka, or as many as you can, and then you are using Barcarola to do decent damage with this improvised incantation, which I'm assuming can reach nice points of power. Afterwards, each allies in Quartet increase the effect of the attack increase by Barcarola. So Barcarola is going to get her attack even increased even more with each allies in Quartet. So let's say if someone is dead, he's going to lose a little bit of attack. But if everybody's alive and you're doing a full team, you're going to have a full attack increase. I don't know why I fat finger that. Okay, now, when using attack incantations, consume all Eureka of allies with Quartet and apply further inspiration to the improvised incantation for this round. So, I don't know how long Quartet is, but I'm going to go ahead and eat whatever I said about Flutter Page. This does not work with Flutter Page. This does not work with characters that need their Eureka. They don't need their Eureka. They have to not need their Eureka. So like 6 is a good option now because he doesn't need his Eureka too much. If you're not trying to do damage or buff the incantation level. So she consumes all Eureka of allies with Quartet and applies further inspiration to the improved incantation. So she's pretty self-centered unit, looks like here. I don't know what you see in the buff, besides a little bit of attack, but bro, they don't even get to have their own Eureka. So she replenishes everybody Eureka and then siphons it back. Recovers all Eureka of allies with Quartet and then consumes all Eureka when using attack incantation of allies with Quartet and apply further inspiration to the improvised incantation for this round. Now, this doesn't say that Barcarola is doing this. Anybody else could do it. Hopefully this is Barcarola, because if somebody else does it, it's going to deplete Barcarola's Eureka, which we don't want to happen, because we need the extra Eureka to consume here during these S1 and S2. So we want Barcarola to consume everybody's, and not everybody's to be able to consume anyone else, including Barcarola, because at that point we would have 0 Eureka, and it would be really hard to access these extra buffs on the improvised incantation. That's what I feel. So very weird kit. I guess it's because they're making like niche characters. They're making like silly characters, niche characters for before 2.5, which is going to be CN New Year plus limited character, and you know they're gonna be extremely busted because of those two combined, those two reasons. So let me know what you think. I don't know where to place this character. Where are you pulling this? Where are you putting this character? Who are you playing her with? That's crazy. She's star. She's star. So you need Eureka centered characters. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot from her kit. You can't siphon. You can siphon her Eureka. You can gain inspiration because the allies are not consuming the Eureka. So you're gonna be handicapped if you don't have allies that have Eureka. So you want to have everybody having Eureka. So I guess 37 again. I mean, I know why. I know I don't want to say 37 every time, but in this case, what are you doing? Right? Considering how the character is, where are we putting the character? Also, 37 not even. She's siphoning Eureka. So 37 is not going to be able to get to her thing because every time you recover all Eureka, allies with Quartet. I mean, I guess 37 is going to go first because you need to use an attack incantation. So the trigger is going to trigger first of 37 doing the Wheel of Pain. And then after that, you're using incantation, you're consuming Eureka, but she doesn't have it anymore. So you're not consuming anything. And you're not applying inspiration because you didn't consume Eureka in the first place because she didn't have any. So very, very, very niche, very weird character. Let me know if you're thinking about some teams. At the moment, I don't know if it's because I'm sick. I can't think of any fucking team. Because like, you add one character, you get like, oh no, never mind. You add one character that could be, no, never mind. We don't have that many Eureka if you think about it. Like, and people that, like, the problem is that she consume Eureka. She consume all Eureka of allies with Quartet. So, do you decide? Maybe that's why single buff. Do you decide who gets in Quartet status? Maybe we'll ask you. Maybe it's a selection buff. You will use the alt and asks you who do you want to do it on, and you select the character that doesn't need that much Eureka. I guess that's why it's called single buff. But increases duration in Quartet of all allies. There's a little bit of discrepancy here in the wording. Anyway, it's a really puzzling character in my opinion. I don't know where to put it. To be honest, let me know in the comments. I have no idea. So thank you for watching and see you next time. I guess. Let me know. I have no idea. What a weird character. See you. See you next time.